The budget of 2020-21 financial year has been given by the Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. It was one of the, I think this is the longest budget speech I have heard. And this budget is focused on three prominent themes. I will try to give you a summary of the budget 2020. The budget was based on three themes: aspirational India, economic development, and caring society. They have broken down the budget speech in three aspects. These are aspirational India, economic development, and caring society. And in the beginnings, he introduced and he said that due to GST, 60 lakhs new taxpayers were added. 60 lakhs new taxpayers. 40 crore returns were filed. GST returns, which are to be filed, the taxes to be paid. And 105 crore e-way bills were registered. If you are familiar with what is GST returns, e-way bill, then it is okay. Otherwise, you can go and have a look what it is. Then about the budget was focused on the basic needs: agriculture, digitalization, taxation, agricultural reforms, and educational development, skill development. So these were the basic areas which were emphasized in the budget. I will start with basic needs like affordable housing through that Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, which is already being implemented, providing electricity, toilet, building toilets. Now they have added one more, which was earlier emphasized by the Prime Minister. That is water, providing water to all through pipelines, which will be implemented through various infrastructure programs, for which a lot of money is being allocated, which will be implemented in the coming phases. Then it was emphasized that we are the fifth largest economy. Debt has been reduced from 52.2% to 48.7%, which is a very good achievement. And we have to contribute to science and technology and defense. The government is trying to contribute to science and technology and defense. That is, India has to contribute more to science and technology and also to defense sectors. Then the government is fastly and massively moving towards digital governance, and social security schemes are already implemented, like pension scheme and insurance schemes. Those insurance schemes anyone can take, that 1 rupee every month, 1 rupee will go, and other schemes like paying 330 rupees per year, etc. Those schemes are already in prevalent. You can go and have those schemes. Those schemes were again reiterated. Then we have in aspirational India theme, we have she talk about agriculture, irrigation, rural development. Water stress districts should be reformed. They have chosen 100 districts to be reformed, and they were emphasizing about solar power, that is solar pumps, which you already know. They are going to implement solar pumps in around 20 lakhs villages, okay, for agricultural purposes. Solar power irrigation should be promoted. Solar power grid for barren land, this is a very good initiative. Wherever there is a barren land where there is no agriculture produced, that land can be used for laying down the solar grid, solar panels, through which electricity can be generated, and that electricity can be sold, and this will help them to earn for a living, for which the agriculture market, NABARD will be giving up various assistance to agricultural kisan, that is farmers. And now they have focus. They are now focusing on the warehouse. So various warehouses will be set up for various storage of cold storage, that is perishable good storage, including the cold storage, for which again NABARD will be assisting it. Food Corporation of India and central government together will assist in providing land and other assistance for setting up various warehouses for storage of goods, storage of food and other materials. And women self-help group will be given assistance from NABARD and Mudra Yojana for the development of agriculture and people who are employed in agricultural sector. And Kisan Rail with Kisan Rail, that is railways for the agriculture produce will be implemented with cold storage for perishable goods, for the transportation of cold storage for perishable goods. Kisan Rail will be implemented, and also Krishi Udan, that is through the Ministry of Civil Aviation. Krishi Udan, that is transportation of the agriculture produce through airways can be initiated through the Ministry of Civil Aviation. Horticulture marketing, horticulture is a area where focus should be there much, because it is a very profitable agriculture market. So horticulture is emphasized. And financing on negotiable warehousing receipts. What is this negotiable instruments? If I would like to give you a brief about it. Negotiable instruments are nothing but like check and the bills which you get when you are doing some business with a supplier and customers. So whenever you get bills on credit, that is you buy some goods on credit, you will give some bill invoice to him that I will pay you some promissory note, that I will pay you this much amount based on the bills raised by him. That bill can be taken to the bank, and through that loans can be you can get loans. So that is called negotiable instruments. Any instrument which can be passed from one person to another, that document is called negotiable instrument. So so based on whatever goods you are storing in a warehouse, based on that receipt that I am storing this much goods in my warehouse, on that receipt also now you can get some loans, which is now emphasized, that loans are negotiable in warehousing receipts, that I have this much goods in my warehouse for which there is the receipt on which you give me loan. This is also implemented. And refinancing. What is a refinancing? Already some units were financed and they went into losses. Now again refinance them, try to revive them, for which NBFCs and NABARD refinance will give agricultural credit. Kisan credit card scheme, Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana. Then we have wellness, sanitation through Ayushman Bharat scheme, Swachh Bharat, and building up of toilets, etc., all these things. So the government is trying to, this is like a continuing budget. Already those schemes, various schemes which are running, are re-emphasized that these will continue with a more fast pace and good allocation of resources. So all these Jan Aushadhi Kendras will be opened, already which are open. More Jan Aushadhi Kendras will be open, that is for medications, government medical stores where you can get medicines at a lower rates. Then we have wastewater management and supply of water to all through pipe. Around 3 lakh crore, 3.06 lakh crore of money has been allocated for supply of water to all, clean water. And for education and skills, by 2030 the largest working population will be India. Urban local bodies to provide, this is very important, urban local bodies to provide 1 year internship to fresh engineers, so that they understand how the government works. Those who want to contribute to the working of local bodies can join for 1 year internship. So these urban local bodies will provide a year of internship to fresh engineers. Then the focus was there on the quality education. Already there are various government portals through which you can get free knowledge from top institutes like IIT and IIMs, which you are already familiar with. They are saying that degree level online program will be launched, and that will be through the top 100 institution can only offer that. Oh, that is a good initiative, and it is already prevalent, and many people are making use of it. National Police University and National Forensic University will be set up for the improvement and development of the police and forensic sciences. Then teachers, nurses, paramedical staffs, all these people have huge demand, not only in India but all over the world. So, but the skills are not up to the mark for the Indian people, for which skills are to be improved, for which the improvement of education and skills 99,300 crore are being allocated, and soon the new education policy, which is already in work, will be given by the government very soon. So to improve the skills and education quality of the teachers, nurses, paramedical staff and other various educational fields, a lot of funds have been allocated. Now the next theme was economic development. So National Technical Textiles Mission, that is improvement of the technical textiles. A lot of imports are done in these fields through China. To curb that, National Technical Textile Mission that has been set up, which you can read in detail. Nirvik, that is for exporters, they can get various credits, inputs, etc. For them, some various schemes have been introduced. Then infrastructure, National Infra Pipelines Project for setting up various pipelines all over the country. Infrastructure projects are launched for housing, safe drinking water, electricity, healthcare, and public transport, and setting up of solar panels in the nearby land of the railway tracks. Wherever the government has their own land near the railway tracks, they are planning to set up solar panels to generate electricity. So the government is focusing on solar energy. Wherever you get a place, you set up the solar panels, generate electricity is a good initiative. And to promote more high-speed trains, to give more high-speed trains in routes like Mumbai, Ahmedabad, Chennai, Bangalore, and some other places which will be coming up in future, high-speed trains. Then 100 more new airports to be built under the UDAN scheme. As you are aware, UDAN scheme, the Uday Desh Ka Aam Nagrik, which means let the common man fly. 100 more new airports, and optical fiber net through the Bharat Net program to be set up. That is optical fiber to be provided to the village panchayats, so that they are getting the internet connections for better e-governance and accountability. So around 1 lakh village panchayats to be connected through this budgetary allocation of funds through the BharatNet program. Setting up of data centers in India, it is a very important point nowadays. You might not be aware about that, how important is data and what is the level of data analysis going behind in every corporate. So big data analytics, the government is also trying to enter this field by setting up various data center parks, because we need a lot of data centers in India, because all the major data centers are not in India but outside India. So it is better to set up many data centers in India, so that we can have our data stored in our country. So for that, government is setting various data center parks in India. Then the government is trying to focus on the quantum technology in physics, through which India can pioneer in this field very soon. Then the next theme was caring society, about caring society, about women and child, nutritious value through Poshan Abhiyan, which you are already aware about, Poshan Abhiyan. Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, these schemes which you are already aware. Then we have new Indian Institute of Heritage and Culture to be set up for the promotion of the cultural tourism. Indian Institute of Heritage and Culture. Then we have a setting up of museums across the countries, setting up of new museums, and also renovating the existing important museums to international standards. And also they have said that closing of factories which emit carbon more than the above prescribed limits, and using that land for alternative purposes. Then we have there will be a national recruitment agency which has to be set up, which will do recruitment to non-gazette posts and through some common admission tests. Okay, and through which various the recruitment will be done for various works of the government to the National Recruitment Agency. Then we have development of the Northeast and the Union Territory of Ladakh and Jammu and Kashmir, and to achieve a 5 trillion economy, various boosts to be given for the economy. For that, investments has to be given, that is the flow of funds has to be given some relief, for which in the financial markets for the government bonds they have given some relief. That is, earlier it was 9% of the total outstanding equity, now it is 15%. That is, from 9% they have increased the funds flow from international market to 15% in the government bonds. To provide credits to MSME sectors, and also very important, and the DIGC cover. What is this? Depositor Insurance Guarantee coverage, in which whatever money you store in the bank, if the bank collapses, bank is closed, collapsed, failed, in that case you are insured that you will get 1 lakh rupees. Now that insurance coverage has been increased from 1 lakh to 5 lakh rupees, which is a very big achievement, because the government could have done from 1 lakh to 2 lakh or 3 lakh, but from 1 lakh to 5 lakh is a very good thing, because most of the common people, middle class people, will not store more than 5 lakh rupees. So it is a good coverage, but somehow RBI is there to look after, the government is there. So even though the coverage is only 5 lakhs, it is for adverse situation, the government will always try to return all the money which you have stored in the bank, which is already in action. Then one important thing is that LIC is going to launch its IPO. What is this IPO? It means that the company, Life Insurance Corporation, is going to come into the stock exchange, that is the share market. Earlier it is not in the share market, it is completely owned by the government. Now they are going to give some share to the public, so even you can become a shareholder of the LIC. That is called initial public offering. The first time LIC is going to come out in the share market very soon. Providing credits to MSMEs for restructuring, that is the MSMEs which have failed, you can provide them again refinancing loans so that they get revived. Then the government has said about the nominal GDP, estimated nominal GDP to be 10% for 2020-21 financial year, and the estimated receipts and expenditure is like, receipts will be 22.4 lakh crore and expenditure will be 30.42 lakh crore for the financial year 2021. And the fiscal deficit estimated and reported is fiscal deficit for 2019-20 is 3.8 and fiscal deficit for 2020-21 is 3.5. okay. Then what are the total borrowings of the government? In 2019 it is 4.99 lakh crore and for 2020-21 it is 5.36 lakh crore. And this 5.36 lakh crore of estimated borrowings will be used for capital expenditure of the government of India. Then the government has given a new direct tax regime, that is the tax slab rates that is the income tax slab rates. Earlier it was a little more simplified, now they have made it a little complicated, but they are saying that it is more simple. It may be simple for salary people who are less bothered about claiming the deductions, which you might not be knowing. The professional like us chartered accountants know all these things, but I will try to tell you in simple manner. Already during the month of September, the government reduced the corporate tax, which were very high in India, which was a very big step, because now the corporate tax is almost very lower in India. Earlier it was very high, 30%, 40%. Now for new companies, the corporate tax is 15%. For existing companies, the corporate tax is 22% plus applicable cess. And for personal tax, that is for individual people, salaried people, the tax up to 5 lakhs, you don't have to pay any tax. So government is exempting you to pay any tax up to 5 lakhs, which is a very good move by the government, because earlier only up to 2.5 lakhs taxes were not required to be paid. Now it is 5 lakhs. And from 5 lakhs to 7.5 lakhs, you have to pay 10% tax. From 7.5 lakhs to 10 lakhs, that is 5 lakh to 7.5 lakhs, if you are earning up till that 5 lakh to 2.5 lakhs, you have to pay 10%. And above 7.5 lakhs, if you are earning on that income, you have to pay 15% up to 10 lakhs. If you are earning more than 10 lakhs, then up to 12.5 lakhs, you have to pay 20%. And if you are earning more than 12.5 lakhs, then up to 15 lakhs, you have to pay 25%. So like this slab, they have given more slabs. Earlier there were only 3 slabs. Now they have given 4-5 extra slabs. These are slabs, okay. And if you are adopting this income tax regime, you cannot claim exemption. What are exemption? Deductions. We get a chapter 6 a deduction in income tax. Like if you pay LIC, you will get some deduction. Now you can't get those deductions. If you pay tuition fees for your children, you can get that. So etc. These there are various deductions like the medical expenditure. You cannot deduct that from your income. So in this new tax regime, if you are following this slab rates which are given in the new tax regime. And very important, dividend distribution tax. What is dividend distribution tax? The various listed companies, those companies which are listed in the stock exchange, whenever they are paying dividend is a portion of profit which is distributed to the shareholders of the company. Whenever they distribute dividend, they will pay some percentage of tax on that dividend to the government. And then only that dividend will be distributed, amount will be distributed to the bank account of the shareholders. Now this dividend distribution tax is completely removed. So the companies don't have to pay this dividend distribution tax, which is a good move for the companies. So in a nutshell, this was the complete summary of the budget 2020-21. So whether you are satisfied with this budget is like a continuing budget, and not everything was new. Everything was an existing things were that is a given improvement. The existing schemes which are already running were given some improvement and boost, so that it keeps on continuing, and some or 1 or 2 new schemes are introduced, and the government is trying to keep the fiscal deficit under control. So whether you are happy with this budget, if you ask me, it is a survival budget and not an improvement budget as per my analysis. So you can also give your views. What do you think? What are the shortcomings of this budget? The government could have focused little bit more on development of education, which they have said that education policy will be coming, but still I think it was not emphasized much. They are emphasizing much on the agriculture, but what is happening at the ground level, for that there is not a proper mechanism. They should have focused more on whether these schemes are running properly. To have a check on that, there should have been some allocation of resources and some new schemes to have a check on the corruption level. So I think the budget should also have these things in it, but it was missing. And one more important thing, the budget has given the view about all the expenditures and revenues which the government is going to get or incur, but it has not given us a view as how the government is going to save money. They are only giving us a view about what are going to be the expenditures and income, and that is a revenue. But I think the budget should also focus right budget should also focus on what are the savings which we are going to get, how you are going to save money, how you are going to curtail corruption from the economy. Through that only you can boost the economy. Through that only the people, the corporates can gain confidence on the country's economic position. You can also give your feedback about this budget, your suggestion in the comment section of this video. Hope this video was helpful for you. It will help you to analyze what is the present situation which is going inside our country, what are the various schemes which are running. You should go and read all the various schemes and try to understand what is going inside our country, how the government is using all the funds, what are the various schemes running, what is the allocation of resources, what percentage of resources are allocated where. Here resources means money, capital expenditure, etc. If you are reading about economy in UPSC civil services, you can have a view about this summary of budget and go and read in detail about the various schemes and various terms which are there in economy. I will try to come up with more videos in which I will cover the economic part of the UPSC civil service examination. Thank you.